Think for a moment. If you had unlimited funds to spend on a car, what car would you buy? What is your dream car? Everyone has one, and mine happens to be the Mini Cooper S. I would love to own that car. However, no matter how much I want it, and believe me, that is the car that I would love to own, I would never go out and buy it brand new off the lot, and I would encourage you to take the same stance. New cars just are not worth the overall cost that you'll pay. Dave Ramsey has this to say about buying a new car. Thinking about buying a new car? Try this instead. Take your current car out for a drive, open the window, and repeatedly throw $100 bills out the window. Now that sounds dumb, doesn't it? But when you buy a new car, you're doing the same thing the moment you take it off the lot. If you're a millionaire, then feel free. Go nuts and buy yourself a shiny new car. But 98% of Americans simply can't afford it. Dave Ramsey concludes, you'll save a ton of money and heartache if you just buy used. So, why shouldn't you go out and buy a new car? After all, don't they last longer? Isn't the amount you spend worth the quality of a new car? When it comes down to it, buying a new car just isn't worth it. I have found 4 reasons why you should never buy a new car. First, new cars depreciate faster. Military.com says they will lose on average 60% of their value in the first 5 years, while frugalforless.com states new cars can lose anywhere from 20 to 50% of their value in the first year, depending on the model. Yes, there are some cars that have a higher resale value than others, but in general, you won't get even close to the price you paid for it when you go to sell it. And the trade-in value with the dealership is even less than that. Second, new cars cost overall more than used ones, even when you don't look at the actual price of the car. According to smartasset.com, this is because you have to fully insure new cars, and you will have a higher insurance rate than you do with a used one. You will also pay more for a new car, so your monthly payment will be higher, and you'll be paying more in interest if you decide to finance the car. The third reason is taxes. You'll have to pay taxes on a used car as well, depending on your area. However, with a new car, taxes will be higher because the price of the car is higher. Licensing fees are also usually higher with new cars versus used ones. Third, buying a new car can limit your options depending on your budget. If you have $20,000 to spend on a car, and believe me, I would love $20,000 budget on a car, you will find many more options looking at used cars than new ones. The fact is, there are very few new cars that you can find for $20,000, and a whole lot of quality used cars that will fit into that budget. Think back to the depreciation. When buying a used car, your $20,000 will get you a lot farther than with a new one. You might be thinking that you won't be able to find the features that you want on a used car, such as keyless entry and so on. But if you look around, you can find those things in a used car, and you may just find a few extra things that you wouldn't have been able to afford if you had bought a new one, like an auto start. Fourth, you worry more with a new car. Now, with a used car, you're probably not too worried about somebody coming in and breaking into it or stealing it. But with a shiny brand new car, it is much more likely that somebody is going to steal your car. And so you'll worry about that more. You'll also worry more about getting into accidents and are more likely to get road rage because you're worried about somebody scratching that shiny new car. Now, let's take a look at the actual cost of a new car. Wisebread.com poses this example. Let's say you pay $20,000 for a brand new car and $3,000 in finance charges over the length of a 5-year term. This brings the total cost of your car to $23,000. If we factor in a 19% rate of depreciation for the first year, which brings the value of the car down to $16,200, you'll pay your payments are $350 a month, or $8,200 a year. So by the end of the first year, you'll owe the bank $18,800. Sure, you're making progress on the loan, but since the value of your car has dropped to nearly $4,000 and you now have a negative equity and you owe $2,600 more than your car is worth. That doesn't sound very smart, does it? Dave Ramsey poses this alternative. He says, say that you're thinking about financing a new car with payments of $400 a month, just a little below the average car payment. Your current car is worth around $1,500. If you take that $400 and pay it to yourself instead of the dealer, you'll have $4,000 paid for with cash in just 10 short months. Sell your old car and you'll have $1,500 in the bank as you continue saving the $400 a month. 10 months later, you'll have $5,500 for a used car. Repeat this process again and you'll have a $10,000 car in just 30 months after you started saving. How much more sense does that make than buying a new car and watching its value drop like a rock? Buying a used car might save you money, but you don't want to go into it blind. There are things to watch out for when buying a used car to make sure that you get a good quality car. Make sure you do some research and you have a mechanic look over the car so that you don't end up with a bad car. If you follow Dave Ramsey's advice, not only will you save money buying a used car, you will also save yourself from spending money on the interest in financing your car. So, next time you're thinking about buying a car, stop and consider if it's really worth the true cost of buying a new car. Or would buying a used car fit your budget better, as well as your peace of mind? Save yourself from the buyer's remorse that you will feel as your car depreciates the moment you drive off the lot and consider buying a used one.